Good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For anybody that's new here, what we typically do is go over crypto news, check out the markets of the day, and watch a few videos together. I catch myself up, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's in the chat, and then we'll get into this. You know, when Max Voltage leaves a period at the end of good morning, he's upset. He's upsetty spaghetti because Kaspa's pumping and Litecoin is down. Woo! Good morning, Max. In the chat, we got all set. Let's see who else is here. Nismo Miner, son of a rabbit, Duke Nukem. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Mr. Jared, good to see you. Or J-Rod, I'm not sure if I pronounced that wrong. I'm sorry. Crypto Backer, Dom G, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Nismo, I think I already said that. DJ Death Star, my man, appreciate you, buddy. We have Chris Hanley, Black Hat Team. Let's see, Nick K, good to see you, buddy. Ramstein, what's up, man? We have B Maro. I'm not sure if I've seen you before. Thanks for being here, appreciate you. Let's see, Game with Smokey Dan, appreciate you. Max Max is upset. All right, Crypto 440. Everybody else I may have missed, I apologize. Automatic Beats, my man. Let's get into this. Look at this big Hadouken for Kaspa down here, up 16 cents as of right now. Broke the all-time high last night. It actually showed 17 in my Tangent wallet, which was pretty exciting. But we have Bitcoin at 51,348. We got Ethereum at 2754. To be honest, down a little bit on the day, but overall everything looks still fine, right? Everything is holding pretty well. Solana's up 106 bucks. Let's see, I mean, that's down 4.25%. That pumped a little bit harder than the rest, I would say. We have Dogecoin just over 8 cents. Let's see, AVAX $39. Nothing else really popping out at me. ETC's 25 bucks. Let's check out Crypto Bubbles and see what things are looking like over here. Hey, Max. DJ was trolling you hard. I'm sorry, but it is the biggest bubble here. Look at this. Look at this. Kaspa, 13.9%. Kaspa's going to the moon. Love it. Love it. Hopefully you guys are into Kaspa or holding Kaspa or mining Kaspa or something to do with Kaspa. Congrats to all of you guys. Everything else is just kind of down on the day, but everything's holding pretty decent, right? Even Render is down 6.2%, but it's still over $5. $5.11, which is huge. Sia Coin. I mean, everything dumps. I feel like this is one of the only coins that one of the coins that pumps. Can't say one of the only, but it is in 95th place, top 100. It made it back there to 1 cent. So interesting. Let's see, BGB, which is BitGet token, up to rank 59 at 99 cents, just under $1. Look at that. HBAR is down 2.2% today at 8 cents. Let's see, it broke all-time high about an hour ago. Yes, it did. We will get into that in a second. All right, flashbang. Fear and Greed Index looking like extreme greed over here, 76. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. Looking at the market, if everything was in the green and we had this, I'd be a little more nervous. But to be honest, I still think it's greed, right? But I don't think it's extreme greed. That's just my opinion. But this chart right here, you guys know I worry about it when it's over 75. That's really when I start paying attention to see if it is time to start selling or taking some profits, right? So you can buy back in. That's kind of what I like to do if I can, but to each his own. This is kind of a collective overall, you know, news, I guess internet, you know, YouTube. It like takes all the analytics, puts them into this chart, and that's what you're seeing there. So take that as you will. All right, check it out. We got trending coins. Kaspa is the top trending over here, 12.9% up. It shows. Well, let's do top 10 coins by coin market cap over here on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, XRP, USDC, Lado Staked Ether, Cardano, and Avalanche. Tron is in 11th place. Look at that. Tron's in 11th place. Neat. It is up 10.4%. We have Dogecoin over here in 12th place. Look at that. All right, scroll down. Litecoin in 22nd, $69. To be honest, I do think that Litecoin is severely undervalued for what it is, but I don't know why it completely missed the boat when everything started rallying. You know, it's like that last guy that just missed the doors closing. We're going to the moon. Sorry Litecoin, you got stuck. The hell happened? Because I am an advocate for Litecoin. I love Litecoin. I have Litecoin, right? But it's I don't know why it's not moving as much as everything else, but it's crazy. Anyways, Ethereum Classic's actually kind of been dead in the water too. It did pump up to like 30 bucks, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens with this one. I'm not sure what's going to go on with Ethereum Classic. What do you guys feel about that? Kaspa, holy shit, it's in 29th place. Look at that. Top 30. Hell yeah. Congrats to the Kaspa team. That's amazing. That's amazing. Let's check this real quick. So according to CoinGecko, this is a little off, but again, about 2 hours ago, it's 16.8 it hit. 16.8, almost 17 cents. Damn. What do you guys think Kaspa's going to go to? Throw it in the chat. That's crazy. Crazy how high it's been pumping. That's awesome. What else? I think I was watching DJs last night. I wasn't talking much, but I was listening to it. Chlor, somebody said it was pumping 18 cents. Not too bad. Let's see. 7-day. That's pretty good. Pretty good. It's holding up there. Nice. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Shout out to anybody holding that. Let's see. How's Neoxa doing? Because you guys know I am mining a bunch of stuff to Neoxa right now to get my master node. It's 3/10 of a penny. So it's actually up from where it was not too long ago. Nice. At least it's holding up, holding where it was. I have high hopes for this coin. Hopefully I do. I am working on my million. I got like 740,000 as of right now, so that's coming up. What other coins you guys want to look at? ETC will go to 170 in the bull run. I hope so, man. I hope so. Damn it. ETC is I don't know, it sucks. It sucks that it's like doing really shitty, but at the same time, like, I feel like it's gonna do well. If you look at the max chart, it's 2017 bull run, right? It broke, it made an all-time high, right? And then again in 2021, another all-time high. So I'm gonna be honest, I think I've said this time and time again. I think the fact that Ethereum's in the name, when these ETFs hit, the Ethereum ETFs come along, this is gonna pump just because the name's in it, right? That's just my opinion. Just dumb money. People don't understand why can I buy this one? Why can I buy this one? That's way cheaper than the other Ethereum. This is only 25 bucks. I get a whole coin here. I'm just gonna do that. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I got into it, to be honest. Just stupidly didn't know the difference until, like, obviously I started doing research and stuff with crypto. But yeah, I don't know, I just feel like it's gonna pump because of just people coming in not really understanding. What's the other one? XNA Nur AI, how's that doing today? Does anybody have this? Nur AI, is anybody into that? 3/10 of a penny as well. Look at that. Let's see, how's the year actually on this? Making a big flag right now? What's going on here? Maybe we'll see. Interesting. All right, let's move on to the mining stuff because I have a few videos I want to watch today. I have to catch myself up. I haven't been around YouTube at all yesterday. All right, so we have over here on Mine the ASIC. You guys know I like to timestamp these. We have the IB Link BMKS Max 11 terahash unit at 3,400 watts, making 728 Kaspa per day, $104. Look at this, dude. We have the miners over $100 a day again. Damn, the WindMiner K9 10.3 terahashes making 102.95. The KS3 8 terahash unit from Ice River, if you guys are interested, I do have a coupon code down below. Feel free to use it. $78.43. To be honest though, I'm not sure if these Ice Rivers still having issues. I do not own one, so I am not sure about that. So just be mindful, please. Yeah, anyways, we have the KS3M 6 terahash unit making 56 bucks a day. Damn, this is awesome. I love to see the prices go up instead of down, because typically we're seeing these things just lose value over time, which is awesome. We have the Ice River KS2 2 terahash unit, 1865 per day. Let's see, where is the X16P right here? 5.8 gigahash. Mr. Max Voltage has been doing videos on this all week, and it's making $17.98 a day, mining ETH, W, and ZIL. Interesting. This, you know what? Again, I gotta reach out to somebody about this iPolo. Does anybody have an iPolo G1? Anybody? I'm still shocked this thing's making almost 20 bucks a day. Is it just me? Is it just me? It's weird to me. Like, what is Grin at? Man, I've never mined Grin, but it's at 7 cents. Kind of like a Dogecoin. Is it a meme? What is it? What is Grin? What is the utility on this thing? Do you guys even know? Anybody know? Please let me know. Oh god. All right, well, that explains it. Never mind. I don't want anything to do with it. Unless I mine it every day and sell it. This is the definition of a shitcoin. I am sorry, but look at this chart. That's like you're getting surgery and it just goes sideways. you just lost the heartbeat. All right, never mind. Never gonna talk about grin on this channel again. Not bad. All right, Ice River KS1 looking like it is making 66 Kaspa a day at 1 terahashes, making $9.32. Again, this is all at 10 cents kilowatt hour. Just keep that in mind. Let's see, we have the Antminer L7. I have these down at Terra Hosting. Also, Terra Hashes does have ASIC sales. If you guys are interested, links are in the description. We have the Antminer L7 making $4.55 per day, again at 10 cents kilowatt hour. That is what I'm paying down at Terra Hosting. Way better than my 30-cent electro rate. So shout out to them, they're amazing. Let's see, this is actually merge mining Doge and Litecoin. If anybody doesn't know that, you mainly make more money on Doge, so I still don't understand why they only have the Litecoin symbol there. Let's see, where is the, oh, right here, Bitmain S19K Pro 120 terahash unit. We have $3.17 per day this thing is making down there. The reason I bought one of these, I got this at Terra Hosting as well, is because I want to flip it in the bull run. I think it'll go for much more than it was. I paid about 2K for it roughly, so that's obviously shipped to door after, you know, everything included, taxes, tariffs, whatever. Can't control that shit, right? The government gets you regardless. All right, Ice River Kaspa KS0 Pro 200 gigahashes, making 13 Kaspa a day, almost $2, $1.90. Wow, look at that. That's amazing. Hell yeah. And you know what, the reason I got as many of these as I did, I do it does make more than the KS1. Look at the KS1. Where is it? Right here. 600 watts, right? Mine are like 90 watts a piece, the KS0s. 5 of them equal 1 terahash. And yeah, much less wattage, to be honest. So way more profitable, and it's nice. It's nice to actually have these things right next to me, and they're heating my office, so it's great. The original KS0, you know what, I gotta unbox this thing. Damn, I picked this thing up, I got a 6-pin soldered onto it, and I friggin' never opened it. It is still in the box. I gotta make a video on that this week, actually. I was wondering what I was gonna do. That's a good one. All right, silent miner for the win. What does that mean? Silent miner for the win. Oh, the KS0. Oh, all right, Dom G, I was so confused. I was like, what is a silent miner? We have Ice River KS0, the original, making 91 cents a day. That's kind of all right. I mean, it's like 65 watts. Mine's like 60. I can't really complain, so no big deal. All right, anyways, let's move on to GPUs. What is the most profitable coin for GPU mining today? Oh, damn. Look at this, NXL. Man, you know what? I guess this had a pump. Hold on. NXL, is this on the charts yet? Probably not. It's a shit coin. Oh, it is on here. Look at that. 142%. Holy shit. Wow. What a boner candle this thing had, huh? Oh, now I'm disappointed. You know what? I blame Depran. Iowa crypto mining. Eat shit.
Eat shit, Gary.
All right? Because you made me nervous about this coin. Mother. He's probably not even here. But you suck. All right, I sold it at 4 cents. I mined it for a day. I mined this for a day before it was even on exchanges, and I ended up selling it at 4 cents. But it was like 160 bucks I made for mining it for like a day and a half. So whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, I assumed it was going to be like a Pyron or a Carlson. Let me see. PYI. Yeah, I assumed it was going to be like this shit, just not moving. Let's see, what was the other one? KLS, Carlson's, yeah, no, they're both shit. They're both doing shit. Absolutely nothing. Terrible. Like, look at this. Burp. Dead. Pyron. These are what's it called? They're all forks of Kaspa. Of course I sold it. It's not Kaspa. Look at this. Burp. Dead. Right? I assumed it was gonna do the same shit. Who wouldn't assume that? Yeah, it has the AI narrative, right? But I don't know why the French guy's got to make it. Was it? Is it NXL? Am I wrong? Oh yeah, there we go. The hell? That was weird. I don't know why they had to change things and not put IA instead of -AI, so people like would know. But whatever. Apparently, IA is how you say it in French. It makes no sense to me, but whatever. Anyways, top of the charts. Hell yeah, I got to change my whole farm over. I'm actually mining a lithium, so I'm gonna change it to this Carlson hash, I guess. So is that what this is? Right? This is Carlson hash. If I'm not mistaken. It is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Damn, let's see. Where is your Streamlabs link? It isn't showing in chat. I don't know. Good question. Good question. I think YouTube's broken because I can't at people either. All right, let's move on to the news segment of things. Again, I got to catch myself up because I haven't seen shit yesterday. Coinbase shares pop after posting first quarterly profit since Q4 2021. Let's see what Crypto World CNBC television has to say. Guys, that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. I hate asking, but YouTube makes me. Let's do it.
Today, Coinbase shares pop after the company posts its first quarterly profit in 2 years. We bring you an inside look at the Africa Tech Summit in
It's pocket change. I love you dearly, but you just gave YouTube $5. The hell, man. God damn it. Thank you for the super chat, but don't pay YouTube. You're upstairs. I can see you. We could just go get a coffee.
Nairobi, Kenya. And as several crypto companies begin to emerge from bankruptcy, we explore what it means for the industry, markets, and for customers with tied up funds.
DJ, minus 50% return, dude, 100%. 100%.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Jordan Smith. Crypto prices in the red to end the week. However, Bitcoin still traded above $52,000 as of noon Eastern. The cryptocurrency dipped less than 0.5% compared to the day before. Ether dropped more than 1.5% to the $2,700 level after crossing $2,800 yesterday for the first time since May 2022. And Solana fell more than 4% to $109. For the week, Bitcoin's up more than 9%, while Ether jumped nearly 12%, all as of noon Eastern.
Real quick, did you guys see? Send him one Bitcoin. Did you guys see yesterday, Miss Randy Hipper? I actually caught that before I left for the day. She got donated an entire Bitcoin on her stream. Crazy. That's just gonna be like worth 100K, and this dude just sent her a whole Bitcoin, 50K for her 21st birthday. Insane. Happy for her. It's amazing. She's a whole coiner now. That is freaking nuts. You guys need some. All right. You need a lady in your life. Just saying.
All right, let's talk about the top stories. Coinbase shares surging today after the company posted its first quarterly profit in 2 years. The largest U.S. venue for buying and selling crypto revealed yesterday after the bell that net income totaled $273 million in the fourth quarter. The profit was driven by broad expectations that macroeconomic conditions will improve this year and the approval of the first spot Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. The majority of the 10 currently trading spot Bitcoin ETFs use Coinbase for their Bitcoin custodian.
For anybody worried about cannibalization, ETFs have been positive for the industry, which has been additive for Coinbase. We're seeing elevated engagement and net inflows across both retail and institutional Q1 to date. What's even more important is that every institution is now starting to hold crypto. The asset class will be a standard part of every diversified portfolio.
Coinbase said that its net revenue was $905 million in the fourth quarter, up nearly 50% from the same period last year. It said transaction revenues were the primary driver of revenues for the last quarter of 2023, and added that subscription and services revenue remained relatively flat. The company added that consumer trading revenue was nearly $500 million for the quarter. That's up 79% from the quarter before. In an exclusive interview with CNBC yesterday, Coinbase's chief financial officer said that the company didn't have to adjust fees to account for the higher volumes coming through the platform.
A lot of the results of our fee rate is just the mix shift on our platform. Who traded what product in the quarter? And so in Q4, when we saw higher volatility, we grew simple trading, but advanced grew more. And so the growth of those advanced trading customers and the volume per trader led to the fee rate coming down on average in the quarter. But it's purely mix shift, just math, no change to fees in the fourth quarter.
Coinbase shares soared more than 15% by midday today. Next, crypto companies, investors, and a whole lot more came together to discuss leading technology innovations at the Africa Tech Summit in Nairobi, Kenya.
Mr. Crypto KJ, thank you for the $2. I think that's euros. Is that euros? That's the symbol for euros.
Perfect.
Appreciate it, buddy. Sorry it isn't BTC. Hashtag simp life, bro. Listen, I would never expect you guys to donate. I appreciate whatever you guys do. But yeah, no, it was just I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit. DJ said for his 21st birthday, he got his ass beat in army tradition. He said they held me down like a dog and beat my ass. No face punches allowed though. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, well, happy 21st, buddy. That's unfortunate for sure, but I appreciate it. What is that? Oh, British pounds. right? Mr. Geek of all trades. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for being here.
An event wrapped up yesterday, and Crypto World's Mackenzie Sagalos was there to find out why stablecoins are getting so much attention at the summit.
I'm here in Nairobi for the Africa Tech Summit, where I've been speaking with CEOs from across the continent about everything from generative AI integrations into banking to the latest innovations in crypto, DeFi, and fintech across Africa. Visa, AWS, and Stripe are all here, plus some of the biggest local players in cross-border payments. Now, by far, the biggest topic of the conference is the mass adoption of USD-pegged stablecoins in Africa.
So we use stablecoins like Tether, USDT to move money from one place to another, so moving money from the African continent out and even within Africa.
One reason why stablecoins are so disruptive in Africa is the fact that there's virtually no access to dollars across the continent. So if you go to a bank and need to make an international payment, you can't really do that with traditional financial infrastructure, in part because there is very little liquidity of local African currencies. What stablecoins like USDC are doing is giving people access to dollar-denominated currency and yield for the first time ever.
So we use stablecoins really to help people do everyday things like money transfer or sending money across Africa, because at the moment money transfer across Africa is very hard and at the same time very expensive. Using blockchain and crypto technologies allows us to make it cheaper. The rate's even better for every customer, and accessibility as well. It comes straight to your app. You don't have to go get it in a bank or anywhere else.
That's crazy. I didn't even know they did these things over in Africa. That's kind of neat. Real quick though, Don't Mind Me Mining said, just got a message that Robinhood BTC dropped below 51K and ETC below 25.5. What did you do? Honestly, just hold it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. We're gonna break all-time high at some point. It's just small pullbacks gonna happen, right? Things can't go up forever. And Nismo Miner, real quick. No, so the BTC that she got donated yesterday, YouTube doesn't get a cut of that because it goes to I think it's like through some site and it goes directly to her Coinbase account or whatever. There's no fees taken out. It's kind of like the stream what is it? No, god damn it. Stream Elements that comes up in my chat and it says donate here or support the stream, right? If you donate to that, the money goes directly to my PayPal instead of to YouTube. But I don't know if you can get in trouble, whatever. It is what it is. Just letting you know.
They're also considered a safer store of value than local fiat currencies in some countries. And crucially, they provide a way for people to access dollars in order to do things like move money around the world. Another hot topic at the conference is how virtually all the big fintechs are using generative AI and credit scoring to evaluate prospective customers. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's recent and massive jump in price to levels not seen since the last bull run in 2021, not as big a focus for many people on the ground here because it's really all about getting access to USD in some capacity.
All right, turning to crypto bankruptcies for our main story. 2022 was a year filled with crypto defaults. Now, more than a year later, some of those failed companies are restarting operations and gearing up to repay customers. So what does this mean for those who have yet to see reimbursements and as other bankruptcy proceedings linger? Crypto World spoke with experts to find out.
Amazing. Real quick, Dan R, I think he dropped like 1K on Miss Randy Hipper yesterday too. You need to do this, buddy. What are you saying? Need to do what? The one-up coin thing? Yeah, I'm sketchy linking my Coinbase, to be honest. That's the only reason I haven't done it.
Between $35 and $45 billion of funds are still tied up in crypto bankruptcies. That's according to a February 15th estimate from Xclaim. Now, some of the companies that went under in the industry's 2022 meltdown are emerging from bankruptcy.
All these different companies tied back to 3AC, and so when 3AC went bust, it really set a clock for the rest of them.
There were 2 tough years. We had Terra Luna collapse, we had FTX, we had Celsius.
So far this year,
we did have a lot of bankruptcy, collapsing, fraud, bullshit last year, and to see where we are today versus then, that's got to mean something. You know what I mean?
Celsius exited bankruptcy and began repaying customers. Core Scientific relisted shares on the Nasdaq, and lawyers representing FTX said they expect the exchange to repay creditors in full. Bankruptcy courts are challenged with untangling debt and assets in a relatively new industry. Then they face the difficult decision of whether to prioritize getting money back to creditors or rebuilding the existing business.
Not many of them are really being successful in relaunching operations. FTX, there was a lot of discussions around whether the exchange component, which during its heyday was really regarded as a very good trading platform, whether that technology was valuable and worth restarting, because if it was, then you could give creditors another pathway to their money back.
Your bankruptcy's priority is to maximize the recovery and to keep the business intact, maybe in conflict to one another. It may be better to liquidate the company and get people their deposits back than it is to try to use those deposits to rebuild a company that nobody wants to do business with anymore.
So, if you're a customer who has money tied up in these companies exiting bankruptcy, what should you expect?
In the US, the assets of the company are valued at the time of the bankruptcy. If you had 1 Bitcoin at FTX, you're going to think, well, I had 1 Bitcoin. I should be getting $50,000. Really, what you'll get is $18,000. But because the prices of the assets have rallied so much, there's a better opportunity to cover all the customers for which there aren't the crypto deposits there.
First, Fully Electric just said my 65K in USDT still only worth 2.5K thanks to Luna.
Bruh.
What? That's awful. I'm sorry, man. That's terrible.
It's important to remember that not all creditors are treated equally in
I'm not, yeah. I think he's trying to say USDT. Am I wrong? Or UST? I don't know what that is. USDT? Is that what you mean?
bankruptcy courts, and that's exacerbated by the unregulated nature of crypto. The difference really comes down to secured...
Or is it a different ticker that I just don't know what that is? UST. It's wrong. UST? Tether? Interesting.
Versus unsecured creditors. Secured creditors get priority
never had
when it
that,
comes
to be
to
honest,
repayment
but that
because
sucks,
their
man.
funds are backed by collateral.
You always have to.
Oh, that was the Luna stablecoin that crashed. That's right. That's right. That's why I'm lost. Okay, I got you. I got you.
That the secured creditor gets its value back, because the bankruptcy laws are not allowed to hurt that collateral interest through the bankruptcy process itself.
Unsecured creditors, not so
That's
much.
crazy.
They're stuck at the back of the line when it comes to repayment, and many customers, like the ones at Celsius and BlockFi, are classified as unsecured.
And they were told in some of the marketing promises, especially in Celsius's case, that it's almost the same thing as if you deposited your crypto in your savings and loan and local bank. Well, the bankruptcy court ruled, in fact, you made a loan, and now you're left as a general unsecured creditor. That is very, very tough news to hundreds of thousands of customers who thought very differently. And it wasn't just Celsius. So BlockFi, for example, followed the Celsius rules. Add them two together, well north of 1 million customers found themselves not thinking that they were going to be unsecured creditors in a bankruptcy case, losing their savings, losing their deposits, and being stuck at the bottom of a priority ladder, fighting for scraps at the bottom of the case. But that's in fact how it ended up.
So when it's all said and done, how long should customers expect to wait before receiving their funds?
This is really a process that's dependent on how fast the courts move and how fast the regulatory agencies that are also involved move. So in the case of Celsius, there was an earlier plan to restart not only a mining operation, but also an operation that would run validators that could earn staking yield on tokens. The SEC got in the way and said, no, we don't want that. And because of that, it took a little bit longer.
Crypto companies are also looking to unique ways to make customers whole. Celsius has restructured into a mining business as a way to repay debt. FTX has looked to sell major crypto holdings to reach 100% repayment. Those asset sales have had an effect on the crypto market. Prolonged pressure on the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust as FTX sold its holdings weighed on Bitcoin's price for several days in January. Genesis has also been given the green light to offload over $1.3 billion of the product.
FTX, which held massive amounts of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust product, now selling that product because they have much more liquidity to do so via the new Bitcoin ETF.
And no matter what, the crypto industry still has to deal with the issue of public trust, which has been damaged by the slew of failed businesses.
The crypto industry has gone through 4-year cycles of what we call crypto winters and crypto summers. And as a company, you need to be able to weather that out.
It's kind of hard when you've lost trust and you've lost so much money into a system for anybody wanting to provide capital or otherwise provide trust. I root that all into the lack of regulation because people's expectations were dashed so significantly that it makes it very, very hard to feel like, why, once bitten, twice shy. Why would I support it again?
All right, the biggest thing you guys need to take away from even just watching that and all those scams and bullshit, shout out to CNBC for that, but you guys need to understand, don't keep your shit on an exchange. You wouldn't have a problem, right? I mean, unless you're holding the UST, right, coin somewhere else. But That's why either get a Tangem, get a Ledger even, or an LEPAL. I have code CCXD if you guys are interested, not trying to shill, but like, don't keep your shit on an exchange. This is why, right? Unless you're like Coinbase, I've had money on there for a while personally, to be honest, and it's never affected me, but just be smart, right? Don't keep your shit on exchanges, please. It's just way too risky, especially like sketchy ones, right? Like, I don't know, not for me. I mean, you shouldn't keep it on Coinbase either, but at the end of the day, it's not too bad for me. It's been on there for years, and yeah, it's really not ridiculous. And can we get some likes in here? Do I have to like, what do I gotta do? I literally have to show cleavage to get likes? This chick gets a whole Bitcoin yesterday. I can't even get 100 likes on a damn video. You guys just hanging out, fucking lazy. All right, let's get into this Bitcoin alert. We waited years for this. insane feedback loop imminent. Let's see what Mr. Crypto Zombie's got to say over here. I didn't have a chance to watch this, so let's do it.
Oh my God, it's over. This bull market that's just getting started, we haven't even gotten to crypto fall. That doesn't happen till June. The halving is still yet to come. And we have one more explosion that's planned before tax season this year. There's one more selling wave that's coming. People are gonna go, oh my God, it's over. No. Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on!
What's going on, guys? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. Having a look at the Bitcoin price right here, you can see that we have broken out of this ascending channel. Now, is this full-on confirmation? Not officially yet. I mean, I would like to see, maybe just a quick retest of the top just to solidify the fact that this resistance has now become support. So there is the possibility of maybe having Bitcoin.
There you go. What are we at right now? Bitcoin, you guys saying it's having a pullback? What are we looking like? 50,875. To be honest, guys, it's really not that bad. And again, even him pointing at this level, right? What is that? 5417. So I mean, you gotta retest support, right? He's not wrong.
Bitcoin go down to about that $50,000 area possibly. But as we can see right here, we are still maintaining this parabola, and if in fact we are going to hold above the 0.618 Fibonacci, which we did get the retrace as we expected, right? We got the retest on the parabola. Well, if we zoom out over here, that level is sitting at around $57,812. Now, this level is pretty significant because as we had spoke about, when we hit $55,000, there's going to be a massive liquidation of a lot of these shorts, potentially at around $800 million worth, which is why we could be seeing a short squeeze at the moment. But there's a lot I want to talk about because there's something we've spoke about on this channel for a very long time. It was something we had anticipated, and we got some serious confirmation on that just today. In fact, this may potentially be some of the strongest evidence or the best argument for the fact of why the price of Bitcoin is probably going to continue to the upside and maybe even get more aggressive as the year continues, right? And something that, we've talked about is this feedback loop for Bitcoin, and it could start to intensify. And believe it or not, it could even have something as simple to do with MicroStrategy alone. That's right, Michael Saylor himself, with all the Bitcoin that they've been buying over these years, could have a lot to also do with this. And, there was some breaking news that came out, which maybe you could take as a short-term warning. I do want to let you guys know how that could affect the Bitcoin price in the short term, but still, any of these dips, again, as we've been talking about, are going to be these sort of buy the dip events, right? I don't think we're going into a bear or you're going to get these low levels, 20K, 25K, things like that. It just doesn't seem like it's possible. And, so again, warning, but there is a catch, obviously. And finally, something that you've all been asking me about is talking about some altcoins. I think at this point, we have enough excitement, we have enough engagement in the crypto space as a whole to probably start looking. Get into that though. I do want to just let everybody know that
we're gonna skip the altcoin stuff at the end because we have a few other things I want to get through, but yeah.
MetaSignals has opened up.
I'm gonna skip this MetaSignals thing too, cause yeah, that's kind of shilly.
And, this is for lifetime access, and it does increase 6% for every 100 sold. Check that out, but we need to dive in, and we need to talk about what's going on. And this is a tweet, which, by the way, if you guys are not...
K-Dub's the man. He's always super excited, and I'm always happy to see his videos, because he's kind of one of those guys that really goes through Twitter and grabs a whole bunch of different stuff that, I normally wouldn't see, so... it's nice to kind of get his perspective, and he's been in this for a long time. I think he was one of the first guys that started watching, to be honest.
Following me over on X at this point, I have been very busy posting over there. One post specifically that went pretty viral for me. This got over 100,000 views. Sorry about it being a little bit blurry. But this is the big news, and this is what we knew was going to happen, right? A lot of these gold bugs are actually moving out of gold and into Bitcoin. You could see this inverse relationship, and you could see that they're actually dumping their gold for Bitcoin. According to Zero Hedge, since spot Bitcoin ETFs were launched, gold ETFs in aggregate have seen almost $2 billion in net outflows,
That's crazy.
while Bitcoin ETFs have seen net inflows of almost $4 billion. So we've seen...
That's a big deal. So, like, if you guys are invested in gold, I mean, to be honest, you're foolish in the stock market, right? Or ETFs. If you're gonna buy gold, buy like real bars and hold it, put it in your safe, hide it, safety deposit box. Don't let them hold it for you, okay? I mean, it's kind of similar to Bitcoin, right? At the end of the day, it's the same exact shit. They're holding your Bitcoin. You got to get the, I trust me, bro. Here's your IOU. You own this much. But I don't know. It's a bit different. There's no reason you shouldn't hold either of them, to be honest. But yeah, gold just it's past its time.
$2 billion in outflows of gold ETFs and double the amount of inflows into Bitcoin ETFs. Now, does this mean this is all coming from, the gold holders selling? Well, obviously no, because if 2 billion out, 4 billion in, this is massive, guys. We are finally, and it's been hard with a lot of these traditional, gold bugs. They can't see the value in Bitcoin. And I think finally it's starting to come to fruition. And if we come over here and just have a simple look at what the CFO of Coinbase was talking about, you could see that they've basically been saying that they've had a phenomenal Q1 so far, and we're not even done yet.
We've seen crypto come up across the board, and it's largely been driven by the Bitcoin ETF excitement and then the momentum. So when we look at the ETF in particular, we've seen net $4 billion of inflows into Bitcoin ETFs. This makes it one of the fastest growing ETF categories that we've ever seen in the history of ETFs. It's now surpassed silver in terms of total size. We're the proud custodian now of 90% of total ETF crypto. And that's really benefited our platform directly. But what I would say is we've seen growth writ large across the space with this excitement. More people are now getting into crypto. People are excited about the asset class again. And we've seen growth in our advanced trading, as well as in the institutional platform, which really is supporting the Bitcoin ETFs. So it's been good for the industry, and we've seen that momentum carry through now into the first quarter.
So what's the warning that we're talking about? Well, it was a bit of breaking news, and Crypto Busy broke this and said that bankrupt crypto trading desk and lender Genesis has been approved to sell 1.6 billion in GBT shares. Okay, so obviously this could open up some more dumping from GBTC, which could suppress the price a little bit more. But the reason I'm not really worried about this is because Grayscale Bitcoin has pretty much been doing nothing but nonstop bleeding, nonstop outflows ever since the ETF launched. And yeah, we had that little bit of maybe sell the news event, but now we're sitting even higher than the launch day of the actual ETF. So again, if we do have these outflows, good, let them sell, let it get it done with, and then we will have an opportunity to accumulate at these cheaper levels before the inevitable continuation. Because remember, as I've been saying, when it comes to guys like BlackRock and Larry Fink, okay, there's all these conspiracies about the manipulation and they're going to dump the price. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And as much of a conspiracy theorist as I am myself, that makes absolutely no sense. These guys pride themselves in being the largest asset manager on planet Earth. They don't want to launch an ETF, everybody gets involved, and then everyone starts losing their money. It's not a good look for them. They have a very, very big ego. Yes, they make money on fees, of course, but they want the appreciation of the assets as well. And now these ETFs officially have more than MicroStrategy, them combined than MicroStrategy individually. So it's only going to get crazier from here. There's only going to be more of a liquidity crunch. There's only going to be less Bitcoin available, less than about 3 million roughly trading per day. A lot of them are in the hodlers' wallets. And this was also just in derivative exchanges report a spike in call options to buy Bitcoin at 60K to 80K. So they're already anticipating these potential price movements, and they're ready to continue to buy at these levels. So if we already have buyers ready to step in and buy, obviously at these lower dips, but also even between 60 and 80K, the idea of Bitcoin going to $100,000 this year, it's not that crazy. We're sitting above.
It's really not. There's been a lot of people talking about this, but the other catalyst to this is when people start like making price predictions and saying things are going to go to certain places, I feel like it never happens. So it's not I don't know. It's like I feel like it can go there, to be honest, with the amount of buying pressure we're probably going to see and the sentiment in the market with just getting more exposure after the halving and understanding that it's way more of a finite asset now because it's again cut in half. It's the value's inevitably going to go up, but I don't know if it's going to happen by the end of the year. What do you guys think? 100K by the end of the year? Let me know in the chat.
Of 50,000 right now. All we have to do to get to 100K is double. That's it. You just have to double where we're at right now. You don't have to 10x, you don't have to 5x, you just have to double it, right? Which is pretty freaking crazy when you think about how fast the price has moved over these past few weeks. And
holy shit, Solar Miner just said my prediction is 165K in 4 months. 165K in 4 months? What? I wish. It'd be sweet.
If you have a look over here, we had a Grayscale executive who was talking about potential inflows, with these firms who are collectively managing $8 trillion. And when you do the math, it's pretty insane to not be bullish on Bitcoin.
I'm anticipating that by the time we get to the end of 2025, we're talking 2 years, we're going to see total inflows of more than $150 billion.
That's
only
amazing.
at 5 right now.
And what is going to propel? That's a big claim. That's a big number. What's going to propel that?
It really isn't all that big when you do the simple arithmetic. Individual investment advisors, independents, those that are operating their own firms, collectively manage around $8 trillion in assets, and 3/4 of them in every industry survey done by DAC-FP as well as by Bitwise all show that 3/4 of advisors say that they're going to allocate to these ETFs and that their average allocation is going to be about 2.5% of assets. Do the arithmetic. $8 trillion times
crazy. That's awesome.
77% times 2.5% is $150 billion worth of flows. And that's just independent advisors. It excludes the wirehouses, it excludes the regional broker dealers, it excludes the institutional investors.
So like crypto.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right? I mean, once the financial advisors like New York Life people and just start putting these things into your Roth IRAs, your portfolios, and they start allocating, 2% or whatever the percentage is into Bitcoin, it's gonna, there's no chance this can go down. You know what I mean? Not financial advice, but it doesn't make any sense that it would go down once people start actually getting this in their long-term holding portfolios,
News alerts broke that math down. If their average allocation is going to be about 2.5%, just do the math, right? 8 trillion times 77% times 2.5% is $150 billion worth of inflows.
And then not to mention, there's only, I think, 80% of Bitcoin or whatever is hasn't moved in I don't know, the last couple of years, right? And then on top of that, I think the ETF soaked up what Anthony Pomp said, 5% of the circulating supply of Bitcoin within 30 days. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Put that into perspective. We've only seen 5. Only 5. He's talking about 150 billion, and yet Bitcoin managed to get over $50,000 already just on those inflows alone. The arithmetic, the math is insane, and it's definitely not the time to be getting bearish on Bitcoin. And like Eric Belchun has pointed out, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but he says U.S. banks left off key Bitcoin ETF roles are pushing SEC to tweak guidance around holding digital assets. A bank trade GP coalition sent the SEC a letter asking them to exclude ETFs from the broad crypto umbrella. They want a piece of the action, and I don't blame them. So pretty much in a nutshell, what they're trying to do is the SEC, they're holding their nose, with the ETF. They're kind of like, oh, we had to do it, but we still don't approve of it and all this other stuff. And what does this really mean? Well, what it's saying is that they're basically trying to make it more expensive. In a nutshell, they're trying to discourage the banks, right? And the banks are actually starting to push back. Now, the bankers are the ones that are supposed to hate Bitcoin, right? The banks are the ones that are supposed to not like Bitcoin. And yet they're the ones that are saying, hey, come on, guys, this isn't fair. And what that's sending the message is that even the banks are starting to FOMO. into whether or not they need to be able to hold, more Bitcoin on their balance sheets. And if you have a look at what Peter Thiel was talking about, he is the CEO of Marathon Digital. They're a Bitcoin mining facility. The biggest question is, well, okay, but if the bankers start getting involved, and then we have all these ETFs, and then we have all these derivatives, and we have all these paper products, is that going to dilute the value of Bitcoin? Is it going to make the underlying asset less valuable because of all, of the paper issuance, which you would think would be a negative thing? His response was actually quite surprising.
I think Bitcoin has always been a market where you've had, few people have been able to drive price, because at the end of the day, there are really fewer than 3 million Bitcoin sitting on exchanges at any given time. So it's a fairly thinly traded market. The ETFs are bringing actually more liquidity to the market. So it's a very good thing. And if you look at Bitcoin volatility, over the past 10 years, it's steadily decreased. And so I think that this will eventually behave a bit like gold does. You don't see the gold miners, fretting all the time. You see all of these derivatives on gold that exist, and I think you're going to see all of those plus some things that we haven't even conceptualized yet happen with Bitcoin and other cryptos, which will only bring, again, more liquidity. And over time, I think what you're going to see is, because there's a finite amount of Bitcoin, and we've already mined roughly almost 20 million of the 21 million Bitcoin, you're in a situation where it's not like many other commodities or equities where people can just issue more stock, or you can mine more gold or pump more oil. There's only a finite amount of Bitcoin. And so as more people want to hold it, what ends up happening is it just drives the price up. And so people trying to manipulate the market, when you start getting the bulk of Bitcoin being locked up in ETFs and long-term holders, historically over the past year, over 60 to 70% of Bitcoin has been in long-term holders' hands.
That's true. That's very true, actually.
Opposed to traders. So what that does is that limited amount of liquidity on exchanges has been able to be used and drive volatility. But over time, what's going to happen is there's going to be a flood of liquidity in this market. And I think it'll be a very mature market, and it'll behave very much like gold does, but with still a bit more beta to it.
And
that's interesting. Real quick, and Solar Miner said if the ETF keeps going at 50% of what they've been doing, all the BTC that is being traded will be gone in 2 months. That's extremely interesting to think about.
Crazy news that had come out about MicroStrategy, just to piggyback on this, right? They're talking about basically now pivoting to become a Bitcoin only company because that's where they see the most value. Well, the interesting thing is as they continue to accumulate, they in and of themselves are becoming sort of a quasi Bitcoin ETF, right? Because they have so much on their balance sheet. So if you're investing in, MicroStrategy, you're kind of also investing in Bitcoin. And over here, like Joe Burnett had pointed out, once they get into the S&P, this is going to create that feedback loop, which is going to be extremely positive for Bitcoin and, of course, the price as well.
MicroStrategy seems likely to be inevitably included in the S&P 500. When that day comes, the Bitcoin standard will begin leaking into virtually every person's portfolio. This includes your traditional 401k, your pension fund, and every 60/40 portfolio. MicroStrategy will qualify for inclusion in the S&P 500 once their market cap surpasses about $14.5 billion, and it must remain profitable in its most recent quarter of earnings, along with profitability in the sum of its trailing 4 quarters. This is why Tesla is in the S&P 500, but Coinbase is not. Coinbase is large enough, but unprofitable. This inclusion could create a very positive dynamic feedback loop, as the market automatically would begin sucking the monetary premium out of passive index funds and into Bitcoin, the world's best money, where it truly belongs. The feedback loop is as follows. 1. Investment in passive index funds. This is when money is invested in funds like SPY that track the S&P 500. This is how almost everyone saves for the future now, and it's been happening for decades and accelerating. 2. Increase in MicroStrategy's market value. If MSTR is included in the S&P 500, the passive investments in these index funds may lead to an increase in MSTR's market value. The funds will be forced to market buy MSTR at the current market price to get their mandated allocation. 3. MSTR buys Bitcoin. Using the increased market value, MicroStrategy may decide to issue new shares and use the proceeds to purchase more Bitcoin. This is what it's already been doing on a small scale already. 4. Growth in MSTR's market cap. If the value of Bitcoin increases, as it's objectively the world's best money, so does the value of MicroStrategy's holdings, and this can lead to an increase in MSTR's market capitalization.
MicroStrategy has 190,000 Bitcoin.
5.
By the way,
more passive flows to MSTR. As MSTR's market cap grows, it could become a more significant component of the S&P 500. This means more of the passive index fund's money would automatically flow into MSTR, boosting its stock even further. 6. The cycle continues. This process can repeat itself, creating a feedback loop. More passive investment in index funds leads to a higher MSTR stock value, enabling more Bitcoin purchases, which can increase MSTR's market cap and attract even more passive flows. MSTR being added to the S&P 500, if their market cap continues increasing, reveals the end game very clearly. Bitcoin is going to become a part of virtually everyone's portfolio, whether they know it or not.
So again,
that's the biggest thing here, whether they know it or not. Your people that are allocating your money into your 401ks, Roth IRAs, they're going to be doing this behind the scenes. You just, they take out whatever it is, like $125, $100 a month, or whatever you guys do. I mean, you could do way more than that, but you know what I mean. Whatever you're investing monthly into your shit, it's going into your your long-term savings, and they're going to invest it however they will, and it's most likely going to be allocating 2.5% into Bitcoin or something along those lines. All right, let's move on. That guy was like literally drinking 5 Red Bulls, and then the crash, you hit the wall, and that's what happened. All right, let's go to this. Proof Bitcoin is going to $100,000. I like this guy, Lark Davis. He just hit 500,000 subscribers. You don't know who he is, go check him out. Actually, did I hit the like button? I did. All right, let's hit the like on him. If you guys are not subbed to him, go check him out. I like his videos, so let's listen to it.
Bitcoin is going to $100,000 in 2024, possibly $150,000, maybe even higher in 2025. Listen, I have proof for what I'm saying, not just silly pie in the sky, pulled out of my butt price predictions, okay, but cold, hard numbers that show exactly where we are going with this market, where we're going with this asset class, as well as the really very real and hard to ignore catalysts that are going to push Bitcoin to the frickin' moon. So strap in and let's get it. Let's begin the conversation with Bitcoin halving. 2 months away now. On that day, the total amount of Bitcoin produced by miners is going to drop from 900 Bitcoin a day to 450 Bitcoin a day, or from $45 million a day to $22.5 million a day worth of Bitcoin being produced by miners. Inflows of fresh cash into Bitcoin ETF products, though, have actually been surging recently. In fact, hitting $500 million a day over the past few days.
It's going to get worse.
At least now the bleeding from grayscale selling has slowed down. Inflows been going crazy. What's that mean? Let me decode that for you. That means that Bitcoin ETFs are now taking in 10x more Bitcoin off the open market than the Bitcoin miners are producing. 10 freaking times more every day recently. Monday to Friday, excluding public holidays, because stock markets are dumb. Boomer markets are closed a lot. But still, what the actual duck, man? There are like 220 more trading days in 2024, by the way, excluding weekends, public holidays, all that stuff. So if we keep seeing $2.5 billion a week come in, and we may not, okay? Obviously, there's no guarantee of that to happen. We can see inflows drop off dramatically at any time. But so far, this is what we're seeing. We're seeing this big tick up in interest.
If that's the case, Ogre, you're right. In theory, price should 10x as well. I mean, you would think so, right? To be honest, I think we'll probably get like a 2 or a 3x. But I mean, honestly, the panic isn't going to set in until all of that Bitcoin that is being currently traded is off the table. That's when shit is really going to hit the fan.
After approval, they're strong and rising. $500 million a day is nuts. By the way, these numbers were just as insane in the first couple of weeks after the Bitcoin ETF was approved.
Well, then also, you guys, if you don't know, like BlackRock, right? They invested into 4 out of the 5 top mining facilities in the country, right? Or in the world, I think. The the reason for that is for them to be able to, print their own money, essentially, right? Print their own Bitcoin so they can have virgin Bitcoin, for one, to not get confiscated by the government. There's no issues with that, right? Being from like a shady exchange that could potentially trace back to them buying it from them. Or, two, when miners don't want to sell their Bitcoin anymore and they want to hold it or hodl it, they're not going to have anything to allocate, 1 for 1 when people buy into these ETFs. They're going to be fucked. So if that point happens and they can't produce enough Bitcoin to, for the people that are coming in for the ETFs, then there's really going to be some sort of panic that sets in and the price is going to straight up.
But the cash inflows were met by very strong outflows from Grayscale, which sort of canceled each other out and muted any sort of price action to the upside. And to be clear, Grayscale still has massive sums of Bitcoin that can exit from its fund, from regular investors, including, of course, 1.5 billion at least from the parent company, Digital Currency Group, that they've already stated they want to sell, and they're applying to the courts to be allowed to sell. So let's run the math here. Let's do the numbers. 220 trading days, 500 million a day, $110 billion of inflows in year one of trading. This would blow everyone's predictions out of the freaking water, man. Remember,
Facts.
Galaxy Digital was saying maybe $17 billion in the first year of new cash inflows. If we keep the current pace, then the numbers will be much, much higher.
Facts.
Of course, demand may fall. Demand is not a constant. We can't account for it as a constant. So let's say demand drops by 50%, and it's still $55 billion in cash inflows into Bitcoin. If demand falls by 75%, it's $27.5 billion. These numbers are still mind-blowing and send us to $100,000 Bitcoin. Even just 100 million a day in buy pressure from inflows from ETFs would be crazy, because that is still twice as much as miners are producing right now, and it'll be 4 times what miners will be producing post Bitcoin halving. Look, let's consider
He's
even
not
the most
wrong.
bearish scenario here for these ETF products, which thus far does not appear to be even close to the base case, but we should consider it for the sake of argument. Only $22.5 million a day of inflows happen. That would match at $50,000 how much miners are producing post-Bitcoin halving. That'd be a full 95% or more decline in inflows based on where we are right now, which feels relatively unlikely, but still, let's consider it. Even with this happening, US Bitcoin ETFs would absorb all newly created supply by Bitcoin miners. One source, gone. That's shocking, because the US Bitcoin ETFs, they're only a little piece of the demand pie for Bitcoin. Remember, MicroStrategy still buying Bitcoin. Tether still buying Bitcoin. Other companies announcing they're buying Bitcoin. There are 12.5 million addresses with over $500 worth of Bitcoin, or 0.01 BTC, indicating that retail buyers have been very active since this metric has increased by an insane 1.5 million addresses.
If you guys don't have at least 0.01 Bitcoin, please work towards it. Put $10 a weekend, $20 a weekend, whatever you can do. Just please, you'll thank me, and whatever, your kids will thank me.
This is in just a year's time. So this is all proof that the demand is 100% there for Bitcoin price to go higher. Supply is getting tighter. New cash inflows are soaring thanks to the ETFs, the major liquidity event. And even if ETF inflows drop dramatically, 95% drop in inflows, we will still outstrip the supply being created. And of course, supply on exchanges falling all the time, which is actually at its lowest level in 7 years right now, with all this demand going up, 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 up. Now let's look at some charts here that support the 100K in 2024 thesis. In previous cycles, it's taken 6 months post-halving for the Bitcoin price to move back into price discovery.
0.0025 is each person's share in the world. Is it? What is there, 7 billion people in the world?
And take out the previous highs. Using 2020 as an example, it took 31 weeks for Bitcoin to cross back over $20,000 post-Bitcoin halving. It then took 4 weeks for Bitcoin to hit over 40K. That's a wild 100% pump for Bitcoin in just 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Those numbers largely line up with the cycle before that, when the price hit a new high 32 weeks post-Bitcoin halving, with a 12-week period after which we saw Bitcoin rally 150%, which is mind-blowing. Now, before we look at the numbers from this cycle, let me just give you a quick shout out for the Wealth Mastery newsletter. Best damn newsletter. And we need to wait the traditional. Back into it. Assuming the Bitcoin halving is in early April, which is when it's currently scheduled for, then we need to wait the traditional 31 weeks. Then we would see the old high at $70,000 being taken out in this scenario mid-November.
You know what, Ogre? I was just thinking that. Eventually, BTC will be high enough. It may force people into other crypto coins. I think so. So, I mean, they're already kind of preparing for this, right? The Ethereum ETF, that's going to be a thing. Regardless how you feel about it, it's going to happen. They're going to make the top, the top 2 coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, to be, ETFs. Then they're going to probably come out with a top 10, crypto ETF, that would be pretty neat, right? All those coins would pump at that rate. And then, I don't know. They could pick a couple other individual ones, which would be neat. But yeah, these altcoins are going to explode when, Bitcoin is super scarce. Kaspa to $3. I hope so. Absolutely.
November 2024, approximately.
Shit, I
then
take
from
$1.
there, it's only 45% to hit 100%. It's not even crazy, man. In fact, that would historically speaking be a relatively weak post-high break rally, maybe diminishing returns. So maybe it makes sense to get 100K. 100K could, in theory, happen by December of this year, according to this analysis, and maybe at the latest by February 2025. Now, there is a chance.
I think 2025 is definitely doable. The end of this year, I'm not sure. I think there's still going to be a lot of skepticism around it, regardless. And it usually takes, 6 to 8 months after the halving. So it's probably going to be like a year or close to a year after the halving for it to actually get to all-time high. If you look at the past charts, I think it gets a bit longer and longer each time.
So, of course, there's a chance. And this really needs to be talked about. That due to the Bitcoin ETF inflows, we could see this happen even sooner. The earlier cycle theory could be at play.
But yeah, that's the catalyst here too. Like the ETF is such a black, I guess they call it a white swan event, not a black swan event, because that's good for Bitcoin, right? But at the end of the day, it's like we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if the halving, the boom after the halving is going to come sooner or later. Typically, it should go later, but who knows? It could be sooner with the demand.
Open to this possibility. Bitcoin ETF inflows are dramatic right now, but our base case, assuming rhyming of previous cycles, is discovery for price.
Yeah, fully electric's thinking sooner. Yeah, honestly, me too, to be honest, a little bit, but I don't know, by the end of the year. I don't know.
In late 2024. But US Bitcoin ETFs are insanely bullish for the price of Bitcoin. They're not also the only ETFs in town. Let's talk about those other catalysts. We have Hong Kong coming. We have South Korea coming. Both are likely getting into ETF games sooner than later. Hong Kong is for sure happening, with already a $250 billion asset manager in Hong Kong filing an application. The SEC in Hong Kong basically said, please, someone come and apply. They did. South Korea meeting with the SEC from the USA about how to roll out a Bitcoin ETF product in South Korea. And sure, there will be sell-side events. There's going to be Mt. Gox Bitcoin coming out. There's going to be Silk Road Bitcoins with Grayscale Bitcoin being sold. Miners are going to sell their Bitcoin. None of it matters. It's all basically irrelevant besides some kind of short-term dip. This is like thinking that spilling a glass of water in your kitchen is a big deal when a mile-high tsunami is about to take out your city. Now, it's not that the glass of water didn't matter at all. It just feels really, really insignificant as a crisis level event in the face of something much, much bigger and more impressive and terrifying. Which brings me to perhaps the key point of this video. The number one tech feature of Bitcoin right now, whether you like it or not, Bitcoiners, is getting turned on. That tech is called Number Go Up. Yes, Number Go Up technology has been activated, and it's the best damn advertisement for Bitcoin in the entire crypto space. People love backing winners. And right now, Bitcoin is winning, which will bring more money to back it, which means it keeps winning more until one day it doesn't. But that's for later us to worry about. Well, all this is incredibly exciting for Bitcoin. What about our altcoin bags, man? Our big fat altcoin portfolios of stinking crap coins, man. What's going to go on with these?
What about Kaspa?
Well, let me say this. The current market of crypto is the same as it was. Total market cap of all crypto coins, the same as it was in April of 2021, which is insane to think about because that was peak market euphoria. Right now, there's no peak market euphoria. It's just another day in crypto, man. We're at $2 trillion almost,
Facts.
or maybe over by the time you watch this video. The total market cap for crypto is going to go so much higher this cycle. 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe even $10 trillion would not surprise me at all.
God damn.
Bitcoin at 150K, by the way, it's a $3 trillion market cap, 200% gains, not bad. But if
Facts.
altcoins go $2 trillion more market cap, then basically every top coin outside the top 10 is going to send 10x or more, 20, 30, 40, 50x. The Bitcoin ETF is a once in a market liquidity event. It's the spark for this cycle. The money enters the top at Bitcoin, and then people start looking for the next
Trickles
Bitcoin
down.
to look for bigger gains. Some people are going to be happy that 2, 3, 400% gain from Bitcoin. Other people are going to 50, 100x.
And then there's going to be the dumb money that come in and they don't understand why I'm going to put all this money into one coin and, you know, I can get a whole coin here. Kind of like the thing I was talking about with Ethereum Classic, right? The reason I think it will pump at some point is because the name Ethereum in it, they don't understand why this one's this much and this one's, you know, way down here. It's to them, to simple people, it's the same shit. They don't understand it.
Rich people start selling their Bitcoin for altcoins. Money starts flowing around. They take loans versus Bitcoin to buy altcoins. It's going to get messy. It's going to get frothy. It's going to be a wild ride, man. Remember to take profits, or the
Don't
market's
forget,
going to take them
that's
for
the biggest thing you can take away. Remember to take profits. All right, so let's check out a few coins. We're going to get out of here. We're going to raid Crypto Michaela. Went way too late, and I apologize to him. All right, let's check out Aletheum. Somebody was saying that. What's it looking like? What are we looking like? I'm still mining Aletheum. It's down on the day. I sold it like 260. I still have some, but it's honestly, Aletheum's been doing great. It's been killing it. What was it, 280 or something? 283. It's all-time high 2 days ago. Pretty awesome. How's Kaspa looking? Let's check out Kaspa again. See how we're holding up. 11.59% today. We're down under 16 cents. We're at 15.79. Again, we hit an all-time high about 3 hours ago. 16.84. Crazy. We're gonna get to a quarter soon, guys. Gonna get to a quarter soon. Amazing. All right, let's see. Wait, you guys are getting profits. When did this happen? Oh man, I can't wait to see what happens with Kaspa over here. But what do you guys think? Top 10 coin ETF? You think we'll get that? Top 10? Man, look at this. Look at this. 997 billion. We're almost at $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. We're right there. I think we were there last night, probably. Crazy. Crazy. $329 billion over on Ethereum. They have a long way to catch up. Solana, I wonder, Solana, man, how much do you guys think this is going to jump? Do you think it's going to get close to at least Tether? I don't see why not. I don't see why it wouldn't. It was over $1 trillion yesterday. Okay, yeah, I figured because it was pumping high yesterday, obviously. It's now at 50,803 bucks. Let's see. Scroll down here a bit. What is the market cap of Kaspa right now? 3.5 billion. That's crazy. It's crazy how fast Kaspa came up into top 30, man. That's nuts. That is freaking nuts. 29th ranking. Ethereum Classic's only a 3.6. That is stupid close. And you guys know there's no friggin' tier 1 listings on this yet. Once that hits a tier 1 listing, see ya. See ya. Thoughts on Doge? I love Doge. I have Doge. I hold a decent amount of Doge, but at the end of the day, you guys gotta remember these are meme coins, right? So I don't know, man. I mean, it's probably gonna pump, right? It probably will pump. It'll have its time. That would be my guess. I don't know if it'll have this time like this, but it could. It very well could. You know, I mean, what was 2017? It got to almost a penny, and then this last bull run, it got to friggin' 70 cents. Whatever it was, this chart's ass, but yeah, I think it got to 70 something cents. 73 cents. And I have, to be honest, I think it can do it again. And you know, I mean, it only takes one person to tweet about it, or whatever the hell you call it now, X about it, I don't know. As soon as that happens, of course money will flow in. But at the same time, it's like, it's a meme. This really, I don't know. Until they make like some real utility for it, it's kind of just whatever. But yeah, just be careful. Don't put more than you can afford to lose in it, and make sure you take profits. Don't ride it down like that Dogecoin millionaire guy. Freaking moron. Put a whole bunch of money into it, didn't take profits. Like, why wouldn't you take your money back? What the hell are you doing, man? It's crazy. So just be careful. Shiba, I have literally 1 million Shiba sitting in Coinbase for like 2 years, and I am waiting for this thing to just move a little. Just move. Just go up, please. Somebody buy it so I can sell it. Damn it. But yeah, no, those are the only two meme coins I really have. I actually have how's Myro doing? Actually, Myro, I bought some of that. Wasn't much, but I bought some of that. Myro. This one's that Solana meme coin, right? And then there's Bonk too. Bonk has been, I don't have any of that, but that's been doing pretty decent. This has been, let's see, actually let's go 7 day. Yeah, 7 day it's been on a little bit of a run, but I don't know. Again, these are all freaking meme coins, you know. Bonk, this was from that phone. That's why it pumped, right? If I'm not mistaken, everybody got airdropped it from their phone or whatever, the Solana phone. This one's been just going, I don't know how this one's gonna do, but who knows. Pepe coin, how's Pepe doing? Actually, I haven't looked at that in a while. I have some of that too. Totally forgot. That's one of the other. So I have 5 meme coins actually. I have that COQ Inu. I have that as well. Oh, Pepe's been actually going up a little bit, but not too bad. How's let's see. Again, these charts are ass, man. Let's see. COQ, how's that doing? Up 0.9% today. Look at that. Little cock Inu. You like that? Like that, Geek of all trades. It's his favorite coin, 100%. This coin's been it's been doing all right. We'll see. People are just immature, and that's pretty much the only thing that's going to drive this coin. That is the only thing that's going to drive this coin. Anyways, guys, we're not looking too bad. 51,000 Bitcoin. I mean, we're going to have pullbacks. You're going to see it. Honestly, I want it to go back to 30 so I can buy more, but to be honest, I don't know if it's going to happen. Kaspa is still freaking killing it. Almost 16 cents again. It is doing fairly well. Litecoin is a big, but I apologize. All right, guys. Listen, I love you all. Can we please get 4 more likes? That would be amazing. I'd appreciate it. I will see you guys Monday morning. I'm not going to be around tonight. Mr. Max Voltage is going to take over the stream for SNL, so I will post that out as soon as he posts the stream, and yeah, or schedules a stream, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll catch you soon. Peace out. Enjoy the gains. Let's go raid Crypto Mikkel. Stay put, and you guys will go right there.